Hello, everybody. Welcome back, Sunset Sports Media Festival, day 2. Very excited to be here. Thank you for everybody that's in attendance. I've been really looking forward to this panel specifically because I've gotten to know Bojana a little bit over this last day or two, and her story is incredible. A former tennis player, now content creator, won numerous tennis tournaments, and in 2020 was ranked second as player in Serbia, best player in Serbia. She's got an unreal backstory as well, which is even better than that. To kick things off so that you guys could see what she's been doing behind the scenes, I think we'll start off with the video.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yes. Now she will have a real training.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for a lesson.
Yeah, I'm fine.
30 seconds. Too much pressure. Your hand, congratulations.
Thank you.
You were better, obviously. Yeah, she was better. I have to go back through training and
Oh my God, I'm dying.
try to reach that level. Hvala.
Hvala.
Super.
Is that really you beating Djokovic?
Yeah, I think so.
They were talking about AI before. We're sure that's not AI?
You never know.
How did that come about?
Oh my God, that was so spontaneously. Actually, I met Novak like 2-3 years ago. That was in a tennis club in Serbia where I'm training, Gemax, and he's sometimes training there when he come to Belgrade. And but this training actually happened last year before the finishing tournament that they have. And yeah, he asked me after the training that if we can like play a little bit.
He asked you?
Yeah, we talked like a lot before. Also, he gave me so many advices about the career, and I can say that some kind we became like friends as well. And there was also one woman, like she's leading his fan page, and he loves her also as well. And she said like you can play the match with Bojan after you finish the training, and he said yes, of course. And then when he finished the training, he asked me to come, and then we like have this training and like little match, let's say like that.
Little flex, Djokovic asking you to play tennis. You have some amazing collabs with remarkable people, not just tennis as well, other sports. We'll get to that a little bit later. I wanted to ask you, why don't we start from the beginning? How did you get into tennis?
That was also so spontaneously. I mentioned to you before, like I never was like athlete, like let's say like that. Tennis was like my everything from the beginning. Because my first sport actually was like ballet and gymnastics, and I tried also football, basketball, volleyball. Actually, the first year of my training tennis, I trained in the same time volleyball and tennis, and then I felt like so nice being on the court alone, especially because in that moment was happening so many things on my personal level. And the health problems that I had in that moment, and I love it to be alone in that moment. To be honest, and that's how it started. And during the years, I just fall in love more in that sport, and it's really made me who I am today. But I love to say that tennis is not everything. That it's made me who I am. It's also that part of the life when I was have that health issues, but tennis is just one part of who I am. And it really helps me to be here today, actually.
How did you come to that realization? Because for a lot of athletes, we've had some also speak before, it's your everything, and they could get lost when you don't have tennis. Was that hard for you?
Yeah, because I'm in tennis like for more than 15 years. And when the injury happened, because so many people are asking me why you're not competing still and everything, I got injured like on 2020, and that was actually like the moment when I was the best form, and I should start going on the really professional tournaments. And I got the collaborations with the sponsors because tennis is a really expensive sport. And in that moment, the injury happened with my left wrist, and that's the moment when I was like, what now? But luckily, because of the support of my parents, I also finished the faculty for IT and 3D modeling and design. I wanted to quit the school actually
How
when
did your parents feel about that?
That's what I love about them. They never pressured me to do anything. They really always support me in everything what I do. But they said, okay, you can try that. But they explained me what, let's say, like consequences can be, but also the good things and bad things about that. And I was like, okay, I will continue. And it was really hard because I had like 3 to 4 hours training every single day. You need to go to the lectures and everything. But I managed to, I think with the good organization, everything is really possible. So, and then after the injury, I was like, what should I do now? And that's when the social media came. Like, it was so spontaneously. Because I met also Janko Tipsarevic through social medias. He saw my videos, and then he contacted me to ask me if I want to work as a tennis coach on Maldives. And on 22nd, I was in Maldives like for 3-4 months, like as a tennis and paddle coach. And that's the point I think that really made a big change in my life, because I was like completely alone. That was the first time when I was for so long time like alone in some place, and I was like thinking what to do. And literally that year, that the beginning on 2022, I started to post more of my videos from tennis. Before that, I didn't post that much. I was always imagining I would love to do something with media, with I don't know, Instagram, but I didn't have an idea what. And I literally had a dream that my Instagram is starting to grow. And when I wake up the next day, some really big pages from tennis, like Tennis Legend, Functional Tennis, they're really, really popular and big. They shared my videos.
Wow.
And in 2 months, I gained like 60,000 followers on Instagram. And it was crazy. I was like, what is happening? And that's how I came into the world of like content creation. And last maybe 1 year, I really see that as my job. But I really don't love to use that word because I really enjoying that. And I don't see that as a job, really. I really get excited about that. And I really connected my passion, my first passion about like tennis, with social medias.
How hard was that decision when you obviously had that injury in tennis? You were doing amazing at that time to transition. Did you see it at first as a negative and then immediately had to switch and said, all right, let me transition to content? Or was that a tough task at first?
It was really tough because I wasn't actually prepared for that attention that I got on the internet, because people started asking me, where are you on the tournaments constantly? And I didn't know what to say. Like, I really wanted to go, but my injury that like I needed 2 years to recover. And also financially, I couldn't go on the tournaments. My parents gave me so much support, but that wasn't enough for tennis. And it's just, in that moment, you're like finding what to do now. And I think last few years in tennis, I stayed more because of expectations of other people, to be honest. And that's when I also find out about the paddle. And last few years, I'm trying to compete in that as well. But excitement that I get in paddle tournaments now, to be honest, I never had that in tennis.
Really?
Yes, that's really strange. But for me, it needs so much time to really be aware of that and to, how to say that, like, I was scared. I was really scared to say that I'm like finishing with like tennis in meaning of the tournaments.
Yeah.
But I think I will never quit completely with tennis. I'm still like training like almost every day. But it's just I don't want to pressure myself going on the tournaments. You never know, like maybe in some point if I want, like I'm still young. So I never put like limits to myself. But at this point, I really don't feel like playing the tournaments at this moment, and now I'm not scared to say that.
You said you felt pressure just now, but you also said that your parents were always very good at not pressuring you. So where was that pressure coming from? Was it social media, comments, friends, other family?
I think it's also like about the social medias, because from one side it's really good, but from other side can make you like really comparing to other people. Even I studied about that really so much, and I know it's nothing perfect as they show most of the people, but sometimes you cannot control that, and I think I'm the one that made the most pressure on myself, because my parents never was like, oh, you need to be like Novak Djokovic, you need like that most of parents like doing, especially in the Balkan, and they're like even quitting the kids from school because of the sport.
Really?
Yes, and like as they like mentioned also yesterday on the panel, like what's after that? And I see the tennis and like me as athlete like one of the part of the segments that I'm in life, not just the only thing. And also when I was kid, I had like I mentioned those health problems, and okay, I can say like now I was also like a little bit scared before. I had a cancer when I was 6. They removed me my liver and spleen. And I went through 2 series of chemotherapies. My hair was totally like off, and that was when I was 6. That was like when was like first operation. And year after, it came back, and that's the moment when they removed all that stuff. And from that moment, when you need to come back to school, you're starting from zero. I went through like so many like bullying of the kids, like physically and mentally, and I lost my confidence completely. I felt like I'm nothing, literally. And that was the moment when my family was like everything to me. I have like also an older brother. He was like protecting me all the time. And also the doctors, they told me that I will never play the professional sport. Wow. Never. But my parents never listened to them, and me as well. So I just started with all the sports and just like never listened, like you cannot do anything, like something in that way. I always say that everything is possible, really. If we want something, if we put ourselves and really believe in that, it's really possible.
That's a very Balkan mentality of you, to just push through no matter what. And the thing that Bojana mentioned to me when we were having our Skype, and she told me this after maybe 20 or 30 minutes speaking, and I couldn't believe it, was she said, I don't want people to feel pity for me. You know, I'm me for who I am, but it's a very vulnerable thing to go out and say this in public.
Yeah, that's why I was scared. Actually, the first time when I mentioned about this story, it's like maybe 2 years ago. Even my parents didn't want to tell me about like whole story. I thought in that moment that it's something that I need to be true, but in the same moment I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, why? As a kid. But now I see why. And because it's really made me stronger, and it show you what is the most important like things in life. I was 6 years ago, old, but still I remember every single detail of those times, and it's just I don't know, like that helped me to see also that I need to be more like gentle and kind to myself, because I was like all the time, oh, you need to be like perfect, that people will accept you, and now I just want to show who I am.
It's a beautiful way of looking at life, and wise beyond your years to already imagine that. Have you, once you did publicly say that to people, did you get a lot of people reaching out to you and saying like, oh, that was help motivating you? And was that one of the core reasons, was to just show people anywhere, no matter what you're going through, you could always persevere?
Yes, because I think in talking about the cancer, it's still like a taboo, and people are scared to talk about that. Even, especially my mom is still, she don't like that much that I'm talking about those things, because I cannot like imagine how it was for them. I never see them like actually like crying in front of me, but I cannot imagine how it was for them when they was alone, because you cannot do in that moment anything, and your kid can like die, really. But that's why I want to give support as much as I can to kids or people that are like maybe having the similar problems or something like that. So, yeah.
You mentioned to me that your father was a mental coach as well. How vital was he in this process?
Yeah, he's all his life in football, and like 10 years ago he like started helping the players like as a mental coach, and we in our family like always talked about those things. We're really connected. That's really important for me. And I also like a few years ago I started like teaching more about the psychology. I also like work with my psychotherapist like for last 3 years, and I really want also that part of me to show to the people that are following me that it's okay to be scared, to be angry, and that we need to accept all part of us, because now everyone is saying like constantly be positive, but it's not possible to be in every moment positive. And I mentioned you like Novak gave the interview like few months ago. And he was saying actually about that we should let us like be sad, angry, but it's different between the best athletes, how fast they come back from those emotions. So I like it really about those things that he said, because now I feel much better. Like sometimes I don't feel maybe that I want to train, that I want to, I don't know, record something for the social media or something. And in that moment, I don't do that. I just don't want to pressure myself to do anything like anymore, because I think that all things that are meant for us, they're just coming naturally. Of course, we need to work for that. But if it's meant for us, it will come. That's why I didn't want to push anymore for the tennis, because it's helped me till one point in life. And now it's something else is coming, even much better.
Speaking about Djokovic, he's clearly a huge inspiration to you, and then the fact that you get to collab with him is just a dream. How did your family react, or your friends, when they saw the video?
They were so amazed. Like I sent immediately to my parents. They was like so shocked and happy for me, because they know how much I appreciate him, especially as a person. Of course, as a tennis player, he achieved everything that is possible. But I really appreciate him, especially because he's standing. He stayed the same as in the beginning, and he really have the love for everyone, and always have patience to speak to people that he don't even know, and to help them as much as possible.
I was in Serbia a few months ago, and I heard a story from someone who said Djokovic was out there walking with his dogs, and he stopped, and he just started teaching a kid how to do his tennis swing. So to hear these stories, and by the way, for everyone later on, I think Bojana is going to teach how to properly serve in tennis, maybe at the end.
Yeah, we can try that.
We'll see how that goes. Who else have you collaborated with that you've really enjoyed?
I can mention I played with Marcelo. When I worked in Maldives, he came with his family there. And there, he's similar like Novak. He always loved to have fun, have patience to speak to people, like randomly coming to him. And we played there paddle, like volleyball also, but tennis. And that was also a remarkable moment for me.
Wait, so how did you get in contact with Marcelo? He's in the Maldives, you're in the Maldives, but how did that come about?
Yeah, he came like for a vacation.
Okay.
With family. I was like working as a tennis coach there, and they like saw me like that I'm working, and they booked the paddle trainings with me. So we played several times like paddles, and then at the end, like that was actually a few hours before he left. We agreed to make like this video about like some tricks, and he played football like on tennis court, and I played with the racket and stuff. So it was just like really spontaneous, and he's like open always to make some fun.
So that's so random. It feels like a lot of things in your life, they lead you to something. I mean, the fact that Marcelo's randomly there, and then you had the concept in your mind already. Did you like plan it out and think about it?
No, because I didn't know that he will come. Because in those kind of resorts, usually like really popular people, they can come like incognito, so they don't know really that they are here, they're like on the place, because they're constantly like with paparazzi and everything. They want just like a little bit relax with their family. So I really didn't know that he will be there.
You mentioned coaching. How's that been? From a tennis player, we also heard on the panels talk about, you know, when you go from a coach to a player, it's very different because you can't always transmit the ideas that you had that are in your head to the younger people. How have you dealt with that?
To be honest, I never saw myself like doing full-time coaching. I love it so much because I trained with so many different coaches, and I know how many times they wasn't patient with me, they wasn't supportive, and I have that ability now to help people with the like trainings and stuff. But I just see it's not now like so many like athletes are after like their careers going to the coaching because they didn't finish the school, and we mentioned also yesterday they don't know what to do with their life. And I think that the coaching it's really important job, and it's not possible that everyone can do that. If you're like the best athlete, that doesn't mean you will be the best coach. You really need to be educated for that. So, and for me, it's, if I do something, I will do like give 100% in that, or I will not do it. So I really don't see myself doing coaching full time. For me, is I see myself more in the things that I'm doing now, and I love like working with the kids as well. So I see myself more in that part to help them like with the motivation, to inspire them. If I inspire at least one person, for me, I made it.
I agree with that. One other thing is that I see from your profile, you've tried to make tennis cool, right? You've tried to make it like more accessible to the younger generation. Even if you're not coaching, you're trying to inspire people to play tennis. I'm somebody from my neighborhood. It wasn't really cool to play tennis, or like, I don't know, the rich kids kind of play tennis. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how it was over here. Have you approached that from your socials?
Yeah, that's why I love like social media, because it's really like people, okay, tennis is like really tough sport and like complicated, let's say like that, but it can really be fun. And that's what I'm trying also with the social media, to show that everyone can play tennis, and at least to try. People like watch, I don't know, Novak, Federer, and see them, oh, they're like so good. And you also mentioned as well that you're not that good. And I was like, just go and have fun, enjoy, like try to improve and just enjoy in that moment. So that's why I'm trying also to show that part of the tennis.
I got into it a little bit now because of Yannick Sinner and the fact that he went number one. And I have an uncle. He's 65-year-old Italian guy, and I beat him in everything except he plays a lot of tennis.
Yeah.
And I was like one day, all right, I never played tennis before. I could play him and beat him, and I got killed. It was like not even close. It was embarrassing that this old man was beating me so bad. What's a piece of advice that you could give me or give to everybody who's starting out? Like, where do you have to start with tennis?
I would say like just with like small steps. And first, it's really important to have a good coach, to be honest.
Can you help me be my uncle?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah?
We can try. We have tennis courts here. We can actually go to try to play a little bit.
I'm bad at making bets on these panels. In the past, it hasn't paid off for me.
No, but yeah, we should go.
Okay. We'll try.
So yeah, definitely to have like a good coach, and it's important also to play like match sparrings, let's say like that, so you can, because you have also so many people like working with a coach, and they never try to play a real match, and it's completely different thing. When you like go on the match, everything changes.
You have a really cool project that's coming up. You just started your YouTube channel. You have a manager over here who's been really supportive, and your relationship is awesome together. Why don't you talk through that and let us know what's coming?
Yeah, that's something new, but that was in my head like for so long. I just didn't want to pressure that project, let's say like that, because I wanted right moment for that to happen. And my idea, it's actually what we talk now, through my life story, to help first other people as much as I can, and also to show them the tennis, but paddle as well from behind the scenes. Because we see all that like good athletes and their perfect performance, but what is behind? They struggles, so many like tennis players are like suffering from anxiety, depression. I was also in that moments like before I started working like more with psychotherapist. It's really hard when you need to travel constantly alone. And in, I don't know, football, basketball, you have team behind you. It's still not easy, but you have someone with you. But in tennis, first of all, you need like so much money that people sometimes they're not aware. And so many players are sometimes traveling completely alone on the tournaments. For 2-3 weeks, you are like away from your home, your family, your friends, and you need to perform our best level, but it's not possible really sometimes. So I don't know. I want to show that part also of tennis, and how is on the trainings, my recovery process, how was it? Also to show them the fun part of it. So yeah, that would be like some of the things that I want to include. We'll make like series of like master classes as well on YouTube, and I want to show like full story, not just the shiny moment.
Do you have a name for the series yet?
Yeah, we thought about, like, you mean the project?
Yeah.
We thought to be like game set match, because I think I already won several matches in my life, not just the tennis part. So yeah, it's that part is really inspiring me, but it's still like I'm always open to new ideas and to expand that more.
And for everybody in the crowd, she's looking for sponsors. I know we got some rich people here, some big companies. If anyone wants a sponsor, I don't think you're going to get a better story than Bojana's.
Yeah, I hope that they will see how this is important, because it's also, I want to talk also about about the family and the social media part that we are talking a lot now, because kids nowadays are constantly in social medias, and they are comparing themselves with others, and they're trying to be constantly someone else. There is no uniqueness in these days. So I want through this project to show that it's really good to be who you are. So that's my goal for this.
But isn't it so hard? Like, I feel like even I could get caught up in it. You're scrolling, you're seeing everything that people have. How have you been mentally strong enough to think like that?
To be honest, I still sometimes have the moments when I start scrolling something, and I start to in my head to comparing myself to others, and I really don't trying to show that I'm the strongest. I'm not. And that's why I constantly work on myself in that way, to really be unique. But for young kids, when they 13, 14, especially girls, they put some standards of beauty, or I don't know how you need to look. And parents are not really controlling what they're doing. That's why my parents always, okay, I got the phone really late in I don't know, when I was 13, 14-year-olds, first phone, and that was with the buttons. But now they're buying them I don't know, smartphones, this so many things, just to some kind of buy the time with them. And I know how it was with my family. They spend every single of free time they have with me and my brother. And I know how that's important for me, and I remember those moments, not what they bought me and give me in that way, materialistic. So I think it should be talking more about those things with the kids, especially.
They gave you something that's worth more than money or anything material.
Exactly.
Bojana, your story is incredible. It's inspiring. It's uplifting. And thank you for sharing with everyone here. And I look forward to watching this series.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Get some food, the lunch